On Q&A last week, Te Pāti Māori co-leader Debbie Ngarewa Packer repeatedly mentioned the Atlas network in connection with the ACT Party. Reporter Whena Owen figured it might be a helpful exercise to ask Atlas what they thought of it all.
He's been led by the Atlas narrative, the Atlas agenda, Atlas for Atlases.
Te Pāti Māori co-leader Debbie Ngarewa Packer mentioned the word Atlas 9 times in last week's interview.
See more an Atlas of the Atlas life and the Atlas infrastructure. There are two sovereigns, and neither of them were Atlas or ACT.
So is the Atlas network, as some have speculated, a shadowy global force, perhaps with a digital home on the dark web?
No, they're on the internet. It looks like a sort of a Rotary Club for excited young free marketeers. Or is it?
To find out, we asked Atlas's global chair, Debbie Gibbs, based in New York, for an interview. And she said yes.
What is Atlas?
Non-profit based in Washington, D.C. that has the mission to strengthen the worldwide freedom movement. And they do that through training programs and grant programs and competitive prizes.
Atlas partners with nearly 600 civil society organisations in over 100 countries, and Gibbs says most funding comes from private donors.
So your funders are not expecting something back?
No. I mean, like I said, 99% of our funders are philanthropic individuals and family foundations, and they expect us to do good work. That's what they fund us for.
Yes, that's a Kiwi accent. Debbie Gibbs, an architect who once managed the band Straight Jacket Fits, is the daughter of philanthropists Dame Jenny Gibbs and Alan Gibbs.
We've had Dame Jenny Gibbs and the donations. Now, her daughter, Debbie Gibbs, is the chair of Atlas.
They can see that your parents have been supportive of the ACT Party and that their daughter is the outgoing chair of Atlas. So they've joined the dots there. So you can see why they've done that, can't you? Or is that unfair?
I just think that's a dark way of looking at, people who have are enthusiastic about the things that they believe in. And, David did have when he lived in Canada, however long ago that was, he did work for a think tank that was part of the Atlas Network. At that time, he attended Atlas Network events. But, Atlas has absolutely gives no funding or has absolutely no collaboration with any political party anywhere in the world, and that includes ACT.
So Atlas and your New Zealand affiliates are not agitating for the Treaties Principles Bill or perhaps a referendum that may follow?
I can't speak for our partners. I can tell you that none of them have applied to Atlas Network for any project, for any campaigning that has anything to do with this bill. And I can promise you that nobody at Atlas Network even knows the bill exists, let alone what it contains.
Debbie Gibbs, welcome to Taxpayer Talk.
Among Atlas's New Zealand-based members are the Taxpayers Union, the New Zealand Initiative, and new member, the Free Speech Union.
The most recent grant we gave in New Zealand was to the Free Speech Union, and that was for a project that they were doing to oppose the ban on gang patches down there.
To oppose the ban on gang patches?
Yeah. So, Atlas Network believes that freedom of expression is a fundamental requirement for a healthy civil society, and I do believe that in that particular case, Te Pāti Māori were on the same side of the debate as Atlas Network.
What's Atlas's position on Indigenous rights when it comes to land and water perhaps, and especially when you have big corporates coming in wanting to mine, for instance?
We are property rights people. I mean, property rights are a really important part of a free society, and we have worked with numerous Indigenous groups on ensuring land title, and it really offends me that anybody would think that we were working to undermine Indigenous property rights when it's something that we've worked so hard for, and the idea that we would, be on the side of some corporation against, individuals and Indigenous peoples and their rights to property is abhorrent to me.
Freeing their people from the shackles of governmental control.
So back to Atlas's reputation in some quarters. We wanted to know what her thoughts are on why Atlas has been viewed by some as a secretive cabal with shady agendas.
You'd be surprised. It really is almost exclusively in New Zealand, this conspiracy theory. But I do think that calling people names and casting aspersion on people's motives and insinuating that there's some, shadowy conspiracy is a way to undermine people and take someone down without actually, engaging in the arguments. And I think that in this case, in New Zealand, that, they're doing it to try to undermine David Seymour.